deadly Florida condo collapse is growing. Overnight, 4 more victims were found in the rubble, bringing the total to at least 16 people confirmed dead, 147 still missing. Now, as CNN's Drew Griffin reports, we're learning critical new clues about the collapse from residents who made it out alive.
We do have a partial collapse of the 13th-story apartment building. Multiple pages trapped. We're trying to make our way to them right now.
The frantic moments as rescuers arrived on scene shortly after Champlain Tower South crumbled. Now, 7 days later, the big question remains, why? Engineers tell CNN it will take access to the site, studying crumbled columns, soil samples, and computer modeling to determine the cause. But as the heart-wrenching search for victims continues, survivors are offering new clues. Sarah Neer and her children were startled by what first appeared to be knocking, then something much worse.
It was a big boom, and I was running to see where the sound came from, and I saw all the garage collapse. I couldn't believe it. I thought I'm in a movie.
Thinking it was an earthquake, Neer took her children and ran from her first-floor unit, crossing Collins Avenue just at the moment the tower fell.
Then another big boom, and then we didn't see anything.
Her account matching almost exactly the phone call Michael Stratton says he got from his wife inside the building and still unaccounted for, telling the Miami Herald she was speaking frantically about their condo building shaking, then told him she saw a sinkhole where the pool out her window used to be. Then the line went dead.
We know that the deck floor or deck, the pool deck or the garage roof caved in first. That seems to be agreed on at least by a couple of eyewitnesses.
Engineers who study building collapse say the eyewitness accounts will be crucial in determining where the initial failure occurred and where investigators should begin to search for answers, which Professor Mehrdad Sassani says is that collapsing garage and pool structure.
As it goes down, it could have pulled the columns that were already damaged.
Engineers are quick to point out it is too early to conclude anything, but years of deferred maintenance and repairs left the building's support system in need of extensive renovations. Champlain Tower South had been on notice since 2018 of major structural damage, worries that were reiterated just this past April in a letter describing the conditions as significantly worse. Homeowners were being assessed more than $15 million for an extensive overhaul, but the majority of the work had yet to begin when the towers collapsed.
And Jake, in yet another sign that there was no urgency taking place in Surfside, a town official, or the town, actually sent that building notice of minor violations just last month, complaining of things like hedges not being clipped or an exit sign that was burned out, minor violations that they were asking them to fix. We also did talk about the shaking that was reported in 2019. You mentioned